I like to think of it, and when I go speak to anyone else, I learned this from one of my old mentors, Denise Michelle. She always said, "Know your worth. Know your worth."
Yeah.
You know, when you set a business up according to a professional environment,
Yeah.
and you carry yourself professional, and you do professional work, and they see professional results, then you need to charge what you're worth.
What's up, y'all? We back with another Black Market Convos.
Man, this week been crazy.
It's been crazy, Jay. How you feeling?
Feeling good, man. Ready for next Friday for the Friday night market.
Yeah, Friday night market. That's gonna be a great one. I'm excited. October is homecoming month. It's Halloween month. It's a lot going on in October. So I'm ready to celebrate. And just get into it, man. I think October's gonna be a big month for Black-owned businesses, and just for Nashville Black Market and some of the businesses that's surrounding us. So I'm excited to see what October has to bring.
For sure.
Look, I don't want to hold it for too long because we got somebody special in the building. You know what I'm saying? You want to get an intro? I'm gonna let you do the intro. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you do your thing.
We have a special guest, business owner for 20 plus years, hairstylist, mother of 3, woman of God, a wife. I'll let her introduce herself.
I'm Renea Jones, Nashville native, here in Nashville. I have a salon, Najeals Hair Studio, at 2701 Jefferson Street. Been there now for 21 years. But before I forget anything, yes, I am a woman of God and a wife with a husband who's so supportive that I love to pieces, with 3 amazing kids, birth kids, and a bonus daughter that I love to pieces, and 2 awesome granddaughters. So, yeah, that's me.
Sound busy. Sound busy. That's what's up. So you said you've been in your company for 21 years. How do you sustain something like that? Like with everything you got going on with, Christ life and, family and grandchildren and, doing things with your husband?
I think for me, I always start out everything with God, but you have to have a routine. You have to take care of you spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, to align yourself. I have a routine, every morning routine. I have to have my quiet time with God. I have to go work out. And then I may do some educational stuff with hair, or, listen to podcasts, listen to something that's educational. But I always try to take care of me first, because you never know what somebody is going through. And by the time you get to the salon and you're dealing with different personalities, you're going to hear stories. You're going to, sometimes they come in and they good. But sometimes they come in and you be like, "Oh, how are you?" And like, "I'm planning my mom's funeral." Mm-hmm. So, how do you respond to that?
Yeah.
So you always have to be ready for those kind of responses. And it's been times in my salon where I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I let them vent. But then there's other times when it's like, "Okay, pause right there. Can we just go ahead and pray before I finish you up?" Because I see they're having a hard time. I mean, you have people going through a divorce, but then you have people whose sons is out here playing football, doing well, and or have a great professional job, and their kids is doing well. But then you got people who don't lost their kids.
Yeah, it's like a 2-for-1 special.
Yeah,
so you're gonna get therapy.
Yeah.
Get a prayer. That's what's up.
That's great. That's great. So you talked about like some of the stuff that you do to stay grounded. How important is being grounded and taking time for yourself and self-reflecting and just taking time for yourself as a business owner, especially with a schedule that you have as a hair salon owner. I know you have plenty of moving parts and pieces to the puzzle, but like, how do you take care of yourself, and how long have you been doing that? Have you always done that as a business owner?
So I would say probably when my kids, so my kids are 4 years apart. And probably when my oldest was in middle school, I I've always gotten up with them and had devotionals. Like from the time they was little bitty, we always had devotionals before they went out to school. I had a routine for them. But as a mother and being a salon owner, and at the time, I didn't even have my own salon. I was doing booth rental. I've worked at Castor Knots downtown in 1994, 93.
Yeah.
So before then, it's just like you got to be able to say, okay, not look at life for where you are today, but you got to look at what it's going to look like 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Yeah. So I was that person where I'm not going to leave my family behind to be ambitious to get to what I want to have. Yeah. So in order to pull my kids along, I had to be able to have like a routine where I was in God's word. I would go out and run in the morning, jog or whatever, but then also being connected with great friends, having a supportive circle, encouraging one another. Like my sisterhood is amazing.
Yeah.
Like I love my sisters. And we keep each other held up and we're real with each other. But when we see one another drifting, you're like, what's that about? So what's going on? You have to have those moments where you do make time for yourself but then you're encouraged to do that. Because if you don't take time out for yourself, you can't help your husband. You can't help I won't be able to help my husband, my kids, nobody else, nor clients. But my first important relationship is with God.
Yeah.
Like I've got to be in the Word. I've got to be faithful in prayer. And then I have to be able to talk to people about what I'm working on. You have to be vulnerable.
Transparent.
Yeah, you have to be vulnerable. And you have to be willing to listen in order to be heard, and you have to be able to give to others just sparingly. Like my whole thing is, what is her need? What is his need right now? But always having a mindset of leaving no one behind.
Yeah.
That's my thing. I'm like, I don't want to leave anyone behind. I'm all about serving, giving, and taking care of myself. My heart is, I love God, I love His Word, and I love people.
That's what's up. So have you always wanted to have your own salon, or is that something that you just came about, once you start, doing cosmetology and things like that? Like what made you start doing hair in general?
So I didn't think I was going to do hair, to be honest with you. Not as a kid. And as a kid, I would braid hair and dibble dabble in it. And then being in high school at Maplewood, I took cosmetology, and I only had a couple of months to go to finish up my license when I came out at New World Beauty College. But what pushed me into actually doing hair is I got pregnant at 15. And that was my fallback, because I knew I was like, I did not want to be this woman who was going to be on government assistance. I saw my child. I wanted best for I knew that I had to have something that was going to sustain me. I'm very independent. So based on the decisions that I made, it like tossed me up. For a minute, because I thought I was going to the military. I thought I was going to be a nurse in the military, and just finish school there and travel a lot. I mean, it was a whole different plan. But when that happened, I was like, okay, this is how my life is going. I got to adjust, and I need to adjust immediately, because now it's not about me, right? When you have your kid, your child there, and you're not married,
Survival mode.
Yeah, straight survival mode. And I'm like, okay, this life right here is causing me to love challenges, because I refuse to be defeated as a female. I'm sorry. When life don't throw you so many curves, I'm like, no, I'm just gonna take the bull by the horns and we gonna run with it.
Yeah. I know you say you took cosmetology and at Maplewood. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
And so I know nowadays they don't have it in school. Do you think it was a good thing for them to take it out of school, just with so many young females and males interested in cosmetology and trades and skills in general? How do you think that affects the youth kind of growing up, not being able to kind of not necessarily have the same chance because they can take a course once they get out of school or while they're in school, but like, do you think it affects our youth today just not being able to kind of have those
Advantages.
the advantage and the access to taking a trade in school or being able to find their passion at an early age?
Yeah. As you're asking me that question right now, I'm literally trying to hold back my tears.
Yeah,
Let them out. Let them out.
He trying to go viral.
Because,
Right.
no, I'm serious. Like, I am literally trying to
Yes,
hold
ma'am.
it back because cosmetology is what saved me.
Yeah.
Not only did it save me, it gave me the opportunity to meet so many different people
Yeah.
who has helped change my life. I mean, it helped me to get my kids through private school. It helped them to have the life they have, you know. But it for us not to be able to have the services that our kids need, the next generation that's coming up, it baffles me.
Yeah.
Like, it baffles me. I mean, because we're in America, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know I pay my taxes. I don't know about everybody else. But for us to not see that our kids are our future
Yeah.
and what their needs are, opposed to just big buildings going up,
Yeah.
it baffles me.
Yeah.
Because I know what it did for me.
Yeah.
I know what it did for a lot of people, a lot of my friends that's in this industry.
Yeah.
You know, I was a woman who was I was a teenager while pregnant. I end up having to go to principals, talk to counselors, write letters to the mayor to be able to bring my child to school, to be able to have Clinton Services set up a daycare at Maplewood High School so I can finish school on time instead of being a dropout trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay? Then, so it's like 5 or 6 of us who had gotten pregnant while people was dropping out of school. We was doing hair. They was trying to figure out what else they was going to do.
Yeah.
And then the floodgates opened. Because I was like, I'm going to have to bring my child up in here.
Yeah.
I got to finish on time.
Right.
You know, and opportunities opened up for us to be able to have cosmetology, guys having auto mechanics,
Yeah.
you know, economics, to be able to teach people how to cook and how to sew.
Yeah.
And I mean, these kids out here now, it's like, Lord forbid, everybody do not like college,
Right.
okay? But God has given each person a skill set. When he created them, they have his DNA. So he has put something in each one of us that we have that we can use according to when it comes from our mind to our hearts to our hands and our feet. Bottom line. When my son used to get in trouble, I used to be like, listen, I'm going to need you to get together and I'm going to need you to get yourself together. I need you to use your mind, your hands, and your feet. Okay? But I need you to get your heart right
Yeah.
and make it happen.
Yeah.
And these kids out here, they don't have that. Like, they don't have the opportunities that we have. And I think it's very important. I think it is essential. It's essential for people to be able to have them doors to open back up for kids. I do braiding certification classes at the salon. And I hear people say it's like $250, but they don't have people who want to invest $250
Yeah.
in them to get a braiding certification, and then they can take that and instead of going to McDonald's getting a job,
They can.
They can be
Yeah.
building up a clientele for braiding and still going to high school
Right.
and
Right.
still going, and that can help them even when they get to college, working on a degree,
Yeah.
and maybe they want to go for a business degree.
Yeah.
You know, I have a young lady right now who's interning at my salon. She's at high school. She's in at Big Picture, and she sat down. I was like, "What do you want to do?" You know, the first day I met her. And she's like, I just love hair. I love braiding. I love twisting, you know. I just, you know, I really want to just do hair. And I was like, oh, okay. I said, that's a great thing. I said, but you know what? Had I not got pregnant when I did, I would have went somewhere to somebody's college first. And now that I just finished my business, associate's degree in business, it's a need
Yeah.
to be able to say, yes, you have this skill set, but add to that. You know, get as much education that you can free. You know, research. Do whatever you can to make yourself be better each day. And don't look at what you're going through right now. Don't get so distracted
Yeah.
by the kids that are around you. You know, do not. You know, instead, when you see people out here and they're not doing well, just pause and say, how did they get there? And what can I do to make sure I don't be in the same spot? Because we're going to do a lot of things wrong first before we do it right.
Right. Say a lot.
Yeah.
Say a lot.
Well, I hope I answered you guys' question.
No, you definitely did. I got a question. So I know you talked about like the obstacles, and then you also talked about like having friendships within your industry already. But like, how competitive is the hair industry? Like, it's like hairstylists, are y'all competitive? Y'all be like, I do the best braids, I do the best kinky twists, I do the, you know, not that, like, how are y'all like that? Do y'all like, you know, have a little group message where y'all go back and forth sending, you know, different styles? Okay.
No, first of all, well, here's the thing. I'm 50 years old. We didn't start out that way, so that's not how it is. But being competitive, I think your biggest competition is yourself.
Yeah.
It's how much you want to grow.
Yeah.
Especially now, right? I mean, you got YouTube, social media. I mean, you have all kind of connections. I'm a part of this group called The Tribe with Raymond Terragano. And you can do coaching with him. It's all about making that connection. It's not just connecting in Nashville.
Yeah.
Like, the floodgates is open, right? COVID taught us that.
Yeah.
So you want to be able to connect with those persons that you see that's doing things that you're not doing.
Yeah.
But right now, you got to be looking at retirement.
Yeah.
It's like, do you look at retirement?
Right.
You know, like, what is your end going to look like? What is the end goal? Like, I don't want to stand behind a chair my whole life. You know, some of my clients want me to stand behind a chair my whole life. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's like being able to, like I said, look ahead and say, what is the next plan? So I'm trying to right now come up with plans to be able to come into the hair industry with like pulling stylists together for the next generation. Like you said, cosmetology is not in school,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So how can this group that I'm in, far as my age group, who's been out here doing hair, you know, being behind the chair, but now they have their certain group of people that they just do, or maybe, you know, they're not taking more clients. But how can we, but since we don't made it so far up, give to the group that's coming in, you know, to make them be their best selves, you know, to encourage them, you know, because they're going to go to cosmetology school. They're going to get their hair license. But that's only going to teach them what they need to know to get a license. Then that's not going to teach them how to respect people coming in the door. It's not going to teach them how to hold conversations because they have social media, right? So young people are not talking eye to eye, face to face with people. So as soon as they see somebody come in the door, they don't know how to say, hi, you know, you're here for me. I'm here to serve you. You know, they don't know the approach to really have. But how can we give to those people that's coming in? That's what's important right now.
So are you having any challenges with that?
With
Trying to connect with those, I guess, like schools or, you know, like Paul Mitchell, you know, schools that kind of connect with those people to pour in those young entrepreneurs?
time. I think time is any entrepreneur's biggest challenge. And then when you have time, yeah, knowing the right people to connect with to be able to make that happen. Yeah, to be able to sit down and have that meeting, have that conversation, for them to be able to understand and be on the same page with you, so they don't feel like, oh, she's trying to take our student. You know, one young lady who's assisting me right now, um, I went out to their school and I spoke to the class. So that was my whole thing. It's like, now get out here and speak to these beauty schools, go into these hair schools to where let people know who you are.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because your character is going to speak for itself.
Right.
And you want people to be able to trust you and you want them to be able to see your integrity.
Yeah.
So you just don't want a school or somebody over admissions or a director saying, I think this is a great place for you to go. They called and that person get there and they salon is a mess. You know, or they don't run their business right.
Yeah.
You know, or they talking to clients crazy and they showing poor examples, or they dress crazy. You know, but they call themselves a professional.
Yeah.
You know, so I think it's important that we as stylists who already is advancing and has moved forward and we're stable to be able to give back to the next generation like that to come. And not just stylists, but you got barbers. You know, you have nail techs. I mean, it's a for one, the beauty industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Okay? Multi-billion-dollar industry. And you have black kids, and I'm just speaking on African American, right?
Right.
But they are not getting the education they really need.
Yeah.
Their parents are coming home from work late because they're trying to make sure they're providing for their child. So that child don't went to school all day, probably don't cook dinner for themselves, doing homework, into social media, what have you.
Yeah.
So it's like, scoop them babies up. You know, go into the school and plant a seed to give them something to be like, that's an idea.
Yeah.
If not, they don't have to be a stylist. They don't have to be in the beauty industry, but give them business sense, you know? Because when I go, I also talk about business.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, maybe you may start out right here, and by the time you finish this course, you're like, okay, I don't want to do hair no more. So, but do you know how to run a business? Because you're going to be a business woman, female or male, by the time you finish going to school and finishing that certification. So, and that's any certification. It's like, do you know how to run business though? Yeah. Do you know how to talk to people? You know, do you know how to respect others? You know what I mean? Do you know how to carry yourself? What kind of circle are you around? Yeah. You know, when people see you out at dinner, what are you acting like? You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, how are you carrying yourself? Are you the same within your business? Yeah. I feel like it's all important.
Yeah, I agree.
Some people don't look at it. Like
no, they definitely don't.
They just know they got good talent. They kind of let that pave the way. So. Yeah.
You talking about multi-billion-dollar industry though? I could see you doing some, public speaking and doing, on flyers and commercials, talking about I'm here and come meet me and hear me talk. I could see that. Have you ever thought about like creating your own patent or some as far as like a product in the beauty industry that'll help you succeed a little bit more, or other professionals succeed as well? Because I know you done came up with something and then you're like, let me rig this together and let me make this work a little bit easier for myself, especially when you taking the time out and doing hair and you learn over time, you start beating yourself and you find ways to kind of make it a little bit more easier. So what about, have you thought of anything like that?
Or better yet, talk to us about the different ways you can help your business grow as a cosmetologist.
Okay, so I think being the different ways I can help myself grow, I think being more intentional, and because I have a list of things. I have a list. Yeah. But like I said, I don't want it to be more physical. Yeah. I want it to be more personable.
Intentional, yeah.
Yeah, be more intentional. So where it's like, each one teach one,
Yeah.
right? Like it becomes a tumbling effect. What I mean by that, like if I pour myself into you, then you're able to pour yourself into someone else. And it becomes a tumbling effect on that level. More so, I mean, it's a lot of hair products,
Yeah.
right? It's a lot of things. I need to invent something for kids because they're going to keep coming.
Yeah. yeah.
They gonna keep coming. Yeah,
Right,
I need to invent something for GGs like me who don't mind spending on their babies. So, and then you do have all types of natural hair, you know, different textures are out, and people don't know what to do.
Yeah.
You know, but then when every time I see a baby whose hair is not combed,
Oh my God.
Grind
I got something burn inside of me.
I've been seeing more of those fellas, you know, taking care of they finding, you know, ways to, you know, be conventional and take care of the kids' hair and, you know, doing daughters' hair. You know, I don't know, Jay, you be doing I tried to help us out, fellas. Jay was like, nah, I ain't got none, so I ain't no ask me.
Funny you should say that though, because I had a father to take my braiding class.
Oh, that's dope.
that's different.
That's
I did.
That's kind of
I
that's
did.
actually pretty
I
cool.
did.
Yeah.
And he was amazing.
That's
And
really
the
good.
reason what drew him to it was because his wife had surgery. And he did not. He said, "My wife always had my daughter hair neat all the
Step
time."
in.
Yeah.
And he was like, she's always like, "But Daddy, Mama don't do it like this, and she don't do it like that." And he was like, "You know what? I'm about to take this braiding class."
Yeah.
And he mastered it. Like he learned that in 2 days.
Hey.
It don't take long.
Nah.
He learned how to detangle his child hair, how to braid his child hair, how to make his child comfortable by doing her braids. And it was, and he's a school teacher. I mean,
Oh yeah,
so
he
he's
already
good with
he's good with
but-
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but he did a great job. And I'm like, sometimes, and nowadays, okay, to your point, when you said you see fellas stepping in, women are at work.
Yeah.
It's more women working. We're not the Susan homemakers, honey. We don't sit at home the way past generations do and cook the food and go to the store and do the laundry all the time. Like, this is hands on.
Yeah.
We all in this thing together. So you see more males taking care of the kids in the evening time where the parents where the moms are still at
Still
work.
at work. Yep.
Yeah, they have to be hands on. They got to do things that the mothers do.
Yeah.
You know.
Right about that.
Yeah, I know my husband glad that our kids gone because I be struggling with that done in the evening time.
What we gonna do?
I'm telling you. You know, so
yeah.
it's all about having a plan. When it comes down to what else I want to do to help myself grow and to flourish more, like I said, I'm looking forward to one day stepping from behind the chair. So my thought process is, but I'm a getter, right?
Yeah.
So I never want to stop working.
Yeah.
I just want to move to the next
Move to the
thing.
next thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can understand that.
Yeah, but still living life to the full.
No,
Because
most
I feel like
definitely.
I'm living it to the full right now, and I'm working.
Don't we all?
So, do you have any advice for a young entrepreneur that just got into the industry of doing hair?
Yeah, so I would say connect with those persons that you see that is evolving.
Yeah.
Yeah, connect as many of them as you can, and not just the one in your same city. And when it comes down to your money, as you're making your money, make your money work for you. Go in it that way.
Can you
know what
elaborate
it
a little more on that?
Sure, I can. So know what it means. Yeah, to have a savings and a check-ins, but know what it means to have a business account. Know what it means to have CDs, stock shares.
Yeah.
You know what it means to have a financial advisor, an accountant. You know, every dollar should have a name on it on where it's going.
Yeah.
Okay? Don't just make $500 and that 500 is gone the next day.
Yeah.
Okay? Because me growing up in the industry, I grew up in an industry where stylists was making money and they was at the mall that evening. you know, because they feel like they had to be and look a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, invest in you some nice stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you get there.
Yeah.
But you ain't gotta do that right now.
Yeah. Spending. Yeah.
You ain't gotta do that right now. Not starting out, you don't do that.
Yeah.
You know, but you do want to invest in classy things.
Yeah.
To where you can buy one of those things
Yeah.
and make that one worth you. I love Louis Vuitton. But you know what? I ain't got to have every pair.
Yeah.
I don't have to have every purse.
Yeah.
You know, but if that's the way you want to spend your money, that's fine. But what does your investment accounts look like?
Yeah.
I'm not talking about your checking and savings. I'm talking about your investments.
Yeah.
You know, what do you have credit cards?
Yeah.
Are you buying them with that?
Yeah.
Are you actually paying for them?
Mm-hmm.
Because my whole thing is don't get in credit card debt. You know, if you don't know what you're doing with that. You know, because debt to me is debt.
Yeah.
And then I know for the younger generation, they don't look at generational wealth. They don't look at it like that. Mm-hmm. But you never know. One grandchild may have to wipe your tail one day and pick you up and put you in a different spot in the house, and they'll be able to do it.
Yeah.
Because they ain't worried about having to get to work and turn $1 into $50.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're in this industry that's making all this money, so your time is yours. You get to do whatever you want to with your time. The biggest failure in entrepreneurship is being the worst employee. We are our worst employee as an entrepreneur because we don't know how to use our time effectively.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
Yeah.
And to be efficient with things that we are accomplishing and keep it moving in a great way.
Hey, you just dropped them right there. That was real. That was real. Cause that's one thing I be thinking about when I hear about hairstylists. They be like, yeah, I just paid like $700 for some this or that, or like hair is y'all, it's expensive. Like just getting your hair done, getting your nails, all that old stuff is expensive. But you know, you gotta take care of yourself. But like, do hairstylists like have a problem with like, you know, figuring out how much to charge or like overcharge? And like, is that like one of the biggest things and hurdles, like being a hairstylist, is like, what should I charge for this? Or like, how do I like kind of keep this clientele coming back at this, you know, certain price? Because it's like, I feel like haircuts jumped up after COVID. It was like $20. Now it's like $50 to get a haircut. And I was like, man, you know, like, I'm going to start doing it myself.
I'm sure they do have that problem.
Yeah.
For me, I like to think of it, and when I go speak to anyone else, I learned this from one of my old mentors, Denise Michelle. She always said, know your worth. Know your worth.
Yeah.
You know, when you set a business up according to a professional environment, and you carry yourself professional and you do professional work, and they see professional results, then you need to charge what you're worth. I mean, you're not going to come to me if I'm charging you $125 for something. You tell me, well, darn, Renee, that costs a lot. I mean, can I at least pay you this? I don't even wear that on my face. I don't wear that on my face as a businesswoman.
Yeah.
I don't wear that on my face nowhere. You know, so you got to own your chair. You got to own your business, but you also got to hold yourself accountable for what you are to the people.
Yeah.
You know, you can't expect for somebody to come to you, pay you $300 for color and cuts, and then your place shabby when they walk in.
Yeah.
You know, it's smelling crazy because they're using cheap products, or you know, somebody been in there smoking all kind of stuff. It's looking kind of crazy. You know, and then they sitting in there for 6 or 7 hours. You know, they could have been at work making the money to pay you the next time.
Yep.
You know what I'm
Sure
saying?
Good. Yeah.
So you got to consider, like, what are you charging for it? Some of those things are facts when it comes down to clients, if you ain't got your business straight.
Yeah.
But me personally, I try to have my stuff aligned as tight as possible.
Yeah.
Because my clients don't waste time.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't want to waste mine. So I try to schedule properly, you know, so that they're in and out.
Yeah.
and they are pleased and they don't got out, we don't got our conversation. Everybody happy, and that's how you build retaining clients.
Yeah.
And I think that's not what they're going to teach you in school.
Nah, it's not.
That's hands-on. That's what you see.
Yeah.
My intern asked one of my clients, how long you been coming here? And she said, I've been coming to Renee since before she even got this salon. She said, I've been with her for 25 years. She was like, I was with her since I was a freshman at TSU.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So
Start from the bottom. Yeah.
I mean,
That's right.
but people don't just come to you for good hairstyles.
Yeah.
Either.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, people come to you for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
And if you are a stylist that do not have integrity or do not know how to hold confidentiality with a client discussing something with you, that's not cool.
Yeah.
You just wrecked your business.
Yeah.
But your business will also sharpen you. It would change you as a person as well. Because I haven't always did all things right in this business. I got a lot of things wrong first before I got it right.
Yeah.
But far as I just think it's important that as entrepreneurs across the board that people budget, plan, take care. That's part of taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
When you take care of your financial business.
Yeah. That's real. You're right about that. You're right about that. Hey, travel palm. Look. So look, y'all. If you don't know, we inside the Nashville, Black Market Studios. We inside the podcast room right now. We have a recording studio you can rent out. You need to check it out at nbmstudio.com. But look, every show I'm going to have something on the table, show you what we got going on, supporting somebody, promoting something. This week we supporting ourselves, we promoting ourselves. Shameless plug. I'm sorry. We had to do it. Look, we got gift cards in stores now. Can you zoom in on this? I know you can zoom in. MOC is in the back. They are recording, y'all. If you don't know nothing about Moment of Creation Studio, you need to follow them. You need to tap in with them. They there every first Friday recording some of the best content that you done ever seen in the land by far. You better watch out now, because I'm going to keep talking. I'm rhyming now, y'all. Then it woke me up. Look. So, check out this card, NBM Retail Gift Card. You can use this inside the store. You can buy this as a Christmas gift, Thanksgiving gift, Halloween gift, birthday gift, anniversary. You get what I'm saying. Buy one of these. We need you to support the Nashville Black Market Retail Store just like you support Kroger's, Whole Foods, Publix, all that good jazz. Come to the Nashville Black Market Retail Store, 1100 Richmond Drive, East Nashville, Tennessee. And like I said, we inside the Nashville Black Market Studio right now. It's beautiful in here. We got everything. What they say, is state of the art. Just like you on downtown or you on, Music Row or something like that. We in East Nashville. You can come support us. You can come here, create the content. Like I said, Moment of Creation Studio is in the back and they recording everything. It's beautiful. Once you see this, you're going to be like, I need to be recording there. So if you want to record here, nbmstudio.com is the website. Please find out more about it through the website and book with us. Please book with us. We need you.
And Renee, let the people know where they can reach you at again.
You can reach me at Najeals Hair Studio, 2701 Jefferson Street. My Instagram is Najeals102.
How you spell that? How you spell Najeals?
I'm sorry. Najeal apostrophe S 102. So yeah, you can reach me there. But I also want to thank you guys for having me on the show.
Thank you for coming. We appreciate it. You dropped some wonderful gems today. You made me, I feel a whole lot better going home this evening, I enjoy just talking to you and just having you on the platform, and we would love to have you back, or when we do that public speaking engagement, we bring that conference here, we're gonna have you on the bill. You're gonna be on there talking. We're gonna let you drop the bombs on them, because you got it.
Okay.
You got it. So make sure you follow her and support her. Jay, what's up? How can they support us? What can they
Make sure
find
y'all
us?
follow us at NBM Studio on Instagram, NBM Retail, and that the Nashville Black Market, and also Black Market Convos for the podcast.
Yeah, make sure you follow us, Black Market Convos. Tune in, listen to us, subscribe to us. Podcast is going up. If you want to be featured on the podcast, please reach out to us, man. You know, we about to start, searching high and low and getting these stories in here. It's important to continue to tell these stories for these business owners so they can kind of develop and you can learn yourself behind the YouTube screen or wherever you're listening to on any platform. So, again, Black Market Convos. I'm Carlos.
I'm Javon Jones.
And we'll see you. Peace.